Hey guys, Nick Builds here. Today I have another video, and today I'm going to be tackling this project. So in my village, I have this area right here where it's between a couple buildings, but it just doesn't fit. I need to add some foliage and some things to make this place come more to life. Although I have to tackle that section, there's also many paths around my town where I can add little things just to make it look better. Like for example, up here, we have all this area in front of these houses and future builds here that maybe I can throw a little bit more foliage around. Instead of filling this area with bone meal that gives, grass and some flowers, I think that I can throw a little bit more things around here to make it look nice and fit the area a little more, just so it's not boring and plain. So in this video, I'm going to go around and basically add a little bit of foliage and things into my world that will make it come to life. Hopefully by the end of this, my village will look more full and a lot less blank space in between each builds. In the short I just created, we fixed this area. It was a little more plain here and there was cobblestone, so I had to change some things up, and just from the 10 minutes of me doing this earlier today, it looks a lot better. So my goal is to basically just copy, not exactly what I did, but take the same process and put it everywhere else where I feel like I can add more life into. For example, like an area like this. So let's go back into my storage, go fill up the shulker box, and we'll come back and start getting to work. All right, so I didn't record anything that I just did. It was raining for so long, and I tried sleeping, and it just wouldn't work. But so in between here, I just added a path because I have this like little underplace for this back of this building, and so maybe there's a path coming in through here to lead somewhere else in the future. But I just went ahead and broke this up by adding like a little wall here of some leaves. Doesn't have to look perfect for right now. Like I said, it's just going to be, trial and error. But basically just adding some greenery in front of these builds. I'll just record a little bit of the process of what I'm doing. And then I'm glad I put this here. I just got 44 roses. So maybe I put roses here to emphasize that this is like a flower farm. I have to put windows in this house still. I still can't believe I didn't do that yet. But maybe for right here, that'll be good enough. We could close off this little farm, maybe? Just don't want it to go in the way of the entrance. Add some of these against it. Okay. I'm thinking right here we could put a wagon, put a flower on the back, or maybe a bundle of flowers. We're gonna see how we can do this, but I think that's a good place for it. All right, let's see what we can do here. Okay, we have these. So what if we do this, add this? So we have the wagon, but now we just have to add something on top to make it look like it's carrying flowers, maybe? All right, we're gonna add some signs like this on the side. So this is what we have. Wait, why does it say that? So this is gonna be the side of our wagon. We're gonna put a flower in this to represent the flowers right behind us. So let's go find a red flower. It took way too long to try to find one. So we're just gonna go to our flower shop. I had to do an interior in here as well, but we're gonna steal one of these poppies. Okay, very nice up here. I built this nice little window so I could look out, but all right, let's go back. This is such an old map, you guys have no clue. That orange house down there on the map is not even there anymore. Oh well. All right, let's head back. All right, so I didn't like how that sign looked on the back, so maybe this might look a little better. Yeah, it looks a little better. Now we have an issue. It's dark right here, and I don't want it to be dark, so maybe we're gonna hang off something above here. So let's see what I can do real quick. All right, so although it did not work as I wanted it to, we found another way to make this work. So I really wish with chain you could put a chain across and put a chain down and not see like the gap in between the two chains. But unfortunately that is impossible. So I went for what I thought was going to be the second best. Maybe that's like an open window right there and they hang down this plant, and then maybe this person at this house hung down this one, but it gets that hanging vibe here, which I really wanted, so that looks pretty good. Over to here to the right, I just put a couple pink flowers. I need to find more of these. I honestly really like them, but I don't have much, so that just adds more color over here. And then for this build, I went ahead and removed the bottom. I believe it was just floating. Yeah, it was floating with oak slabs, so I changed it up, put some pillars in with some leaves, and then we wrapped a little bit of peonies around this building. And I believe I added another spot here, which I'll go ahead and throw another flower in. Just so when you walk against this area, you can see more colors than just the brown and black on this build. Although this is taking me a little bit to do, I'm going to keep going and see how far I can go into this area. I know these houses aren't built, so it's going to be hard to plan when I want to go here, but maybe I'll throw something in front of these two houses. So we'll see how far we get. I'm thinking of maybe putting some like actual outside furniture here, but I will break this part up right here with another fence with leaves, and then we can have a area over here to fill in as well. So let's get into this. All right, so far we built this little like fence, a line in between this build and that build. And I think right here we're going to add a campfire. So let's go ahead and make these. My inventory is a mess, but we're going to go ahead and put a hay bale down. I believe this adds more smoke. Holy crap. Yeah, that's a lot of smoke. Okay, anyway, I don't know if that's too much. All right, with our campfire down, our people are going to want some place to sit. So let's go ahead and put 3 campfires here. We're going to throw some trapdoors on the side here to make it look like a back and armrests. Maybe get rid of some of the ground here. Let's make it look like people have been here. All right, with me working on this area over here, I got a little burnt out, but I try to do as best as I can. I'll probably go back and tweak some things. And I have an area left open for a custom tree, so that is the reason why some places blank. But over here, I started with another wagon. I put a little carrot farm here next to this house. I think I will put a villager in here and maybe his family as well. They're going to be farmers. All right, and then over here we got another field. This one I mixed roses with berries, and it looks pretty good against this building. Over here I put a little lamppost. I don't know if I like it. I'll probably change things up. This is not really my style, so I'll see how that goes. And then over here, this is where I left this space open for a custom tree. Maybe I'll put like 1, 2, and maybe 3 small skinny trees right here. And then over here for this house, like I said, I broke that up and we added a campfire here. And I was kind of lost of what to add here, so I will have to do some more on my own time to fill in the space. But as I keep working on this village, I'm going to need some help. My creativity is kind of running to an end, so I need some more ideas to put buildings in here. If you guys have any ideas of what I should add to this village, please go ahead and let me know. I'm open to any comments, and I would love to fill the space up more. But thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video as I did some little things around my village. This was definitely the longest video I have done so far. But this took me a lot of time, and so I really appreciate it if you guys will let me know if you guys liked what you saw. So thank you so much for watching, and Nick Builds out.